Hello everyone, your favourite COVID recipient Davies here, back with another video. Now, to be honest, I wasn't expecting to make another video today, and maybe I shouldn't be, but I'm going to deliberately keep the editing on this minimal, because obviously I'm still sort of quite tired, but I'm also really bored, so I thought, what better way to pass my time than to react to this brief clip of RTD discussing Doctor Who on the One Show that's just been released tonight. The One Show segment's just been released. Go check it out if you haven't already. But this is just going to be my over-analysis of what he says about Doctor Who in this very, very brief clip of the One Show. Yeah, subscribe if you enjoy this, I guess. I'm just going to be making sort of one-off videos like this just for fun, really, and just to pass the time. But yeah, let's get into it.
Doctor Who, 60th anniversary next year. There's going to be loads of specials, I imagine.
So this is interesting because this is the first time we've had it officially referenced that the 60th anniversary is going to be multiple specials, or at least we've had someone officially kind of acknowledge that possibility. Obviously, the presenter here does say, I imagine, but Russell doesn't sort of negate that possibility. In fact, he nods, which kind of affirms that possibility that is the case. Obviously, as I said, the long-standing rumour has been 3, but this is the first time, to my knowledge, that's been officially recognised by someone working on the show. So that's really interesting to know.
Neil Patrick Harris, we know, is playing the villain.
Yes.
Again, that's not new information. We know that Neil Patrick Harris is playing a villain. Russell has made that clear. Who that villain is, we don't know.
And Tate's back, isn't she?
Yes.
David Tennant.
David Tennant's back.
So come on, Russell. What other goss have you got for us?
Has anyone ever come on the One Show and given away a spoiler?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
really?
what we do.
By accident.
Yeah,
It's like,
We make them feel comfortable and they tell us all, Russell.
I love the idea that they're trying to get anything out of him, just like we are.
blinking, flat to those eyelashes. And I can't say, honestly, it's like, because what is coming up in October this year is Jodie Whittaker's Farewell. So I feel like I'm upstaging it slightly. It's like, lovely
yes.
Jodie. And I just saw the finished version of that 2 days ago. It's a 90-minute epic. It's fantastic. So that is gorgeous, with lots of surprises. And I'm going to...
As usual, Russell being an absolute class act here, promoting the centenary special. It's honestly mental to me that people trying to paint... There's certain people in the Doctor Who fandom trying to paint RTD as a villain who's trying to overshadow Jodie and trying to trample all over this era, when in reality, he could not be nicer about the current era if he tried. You know, he's consistently sung the praises of the centenary special, which is upcoming. He has been a champion for Jodie Whittaker's Doctor from the very beginning. This idea that he has some weird vendetta against the current era, I don't know where it comes from, but it's evidently not the case. He's evidently someone who loves all of Doctor Who, and I think we would just benefit from not, like, sort of pitting Doctor Who showrunners against each other. Not in terms of... I understand why they're compared in terms of, you know, writing styles and stuff. That's a natural part of being a fan. What I don't get, though, is when people try and pretend like there's any personal beef between sort of production teams or showrunners, when it just really doesn't seem to be the case. Like I say, Russell seems to love Doctor Who in all its forms, and is a proponent of Doctor Who in all its forms. So if there is an upcoming episode of Jodie Whittaker, he will promote that episode with Jodie Whittaker in it. And if he is working on new Doctor Who, he will promote that as well. It's weird to me that people keep trying to make it so that he actually, you know, wants to try and make the Jodie era sort of obsolete by announcing all this 60th stuff, when in reality, the 60th stuff he's announced has basically been announced out of necessity, because if he didn't, it would be leaked. I know I'm not saying anything new here, but I think it bears repeating that, like, he's not trying to overshadow anybody. He's under no real obligation to even mention or talk about the centenary, really. The presenters in this clip don't actually ask about the centenary. He has only asked about the 60th with Tennant, Tate, Neil Patrick Harris. At no point is he asked about the centenary, but he chose to bring up the centenary. He chose to promote that. And I think it just shows, it's a testament to his character and how much he loves Doctor Who overall, that he would use that time on that, when he could very easily, you know, talk more about his era if he wanted to. But he wants to promote this era, and I've seen some people suggest that, you know, maybe the BBC told him to promote the centenary. Honestly, given the questions he's asked here, that's not really how it comes across. It comes across that he genuinely has a desire to put spotlight on that final episode. Also interesting to note that he actually has seen a final cut of the Centenary, which does imply that he will have some impact on maybe an ending, maybe a final scene, maybe like, you know, a regeneration into Tennant or something like that, as has been rumoured due to filming. But yeah, also, we get it reaffirmed here. It's not the first time Russell has said it, but we get it reaffirmed here that the Centenary is 90 minutes long, which I think it definitely needs to be. I think for a final episode, it deserves that like feature length, especially with all the stuff that's already been confirmed to be in the Centenary, with him even saying there's a lot more surprises. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more classic companions, maybe even Doctors popping up, as has been speculated before. I do find it interesting that, like, the majority of times I've heard the Centenary spoken about, I mean, to be fair, Russell's one of the main people doing that, but one of the main things I see emphasised is the surprises. I don't often hear the story itself as this, and I suppose they can't, right? They don't want to trip over anyone's toes here, but at the same time, I feel like it's weird how much of this sort of discussion around the Centenary is based around the surprises. And obviously, they are big marketing draws. You know, big twists are big marketing draws. But I would like to hear, and hopefully we will hear more about it in the coming months, what the actual plot of this thing is. Because right now, all we know about the Centenary is this thing's returning, and this thing's returning, and this thing's returning. And beyond that, we don't really know much else in terms of an actual plot. So, yeah, I'd like to hear more about that in the coming months. Obviously, that's not Russell's responsibility. That's just my personal wish that we'd actually hear some more about the plot, you know, in the coming months, which I think we will. It's also interesting that the final cut has sort of been basically completed now. I've seen some people on Twitter saying that they'd like to see a title reveal. I don't think we'd get anyone soon. I don't think we'd be getting one soon, but I would like to see one, because, well, of course I would. You know, I think it would be nice if the Centenary got a bit more marketing than the average episode, because the average sort of marketing cycle for Chibnall Doctor Who is they tend to start stuff a month before broadcast. And obviously, I'm not claiming to be a marketing expert and stuff, but I do feel as though the final episode of an era probably deserves a bigger push than that. You know, if you look back to Twice Upon a Time, as I've said before, that got, you know, a full trailer at Comic-Con in July, despite it not broadcasting till December. So it's not something that's, like, impossible for them to do or that they haven't done before. And we're actually far closer to the Centenary now than we would have been to Twice Upon a Time when its trailer got dropped. So, yeah, I would like to start seeing more stuff about the Centenary sooner rather than later, but right now, as I said, Russell being an absolutely class act, it's clear that he wants to support Jodie, he wants to support the current era, as much as he wants to promote the current stuff as well. He just wants Doctor Who, in general, to get buzz, and he doesn't really seem to mind at the moment whether that's the Centenary, the 60th. In fact, he's probably more so wanting to generate hype for the Centenary in terms of, well, obviously, you know, the announcements naturally generate hype for his era, but he's been very outspoken about how excited he is for the Centenary personally. So it seems like he is definitely trying to generate that hype. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this clip. Let me know what you guys think about the fact that, as I said, you know, first sort of indication that the 60th will be multiple episodes, at least officially. Also, you know, it's sort of interesting that there's, you know, 90 minutes is also the confirmed runtime of the Centenary, which has been said before, but it's still interesting. You know, and also all the stuff about, like, Russell overshadowing Jodie and how I think that's all kind of ridiculous and just not the case at all. As I said, you know, this is standard practice for Doctor Who. It's not the sort of thing where Russell's come along and gone, right, I'll start promoting my stuff before Jodie leaves. That's just standard practice for the show. I'm pretty sure before Capaldi left, we not only had a full costume reveal of Jodie and the reveal of Jodie herself, but also companion reveals and everything. So it is just standard practice, and it's not something new to RTD, or it's not something being done to spite the Chibnall era or anything. It is just something that generally happens. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this clip in the comments below. Like this video if you enjoyed my weird analysis of this clip, and I will see you later. Shout out to Debs Iona, Shane Smith, Ree Keffin, Seb Lowndes, Jay Monroe, Shandycoot, Patrick Mewson, Simon Ashley, Steve Safaro, Andrew Townsend, Alex Robbins, Michael Dykes, Paul Bryden, Sam Yates, Michael Rhodes, Jerry the Meerkat, Heretic, Cameron Jefferson, John M, Andrew Evanson, JM97, Gallifreyan Rob, Cliff's Random Silliness, Kyle McCroy, Nova Wolf Gaming, Carol Jude, Mr. KNL, Autumn Matthews, Josh Rocks 123. If you want to become a member, feel free to do so. It really helps out. You get exclusive posts, shout outs in every video, and even your own badge and custom emojis to use.